All right. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Thursday, May 15th, 2025 meeting of the Eden Ave Housing Redevelopment Authority. It is 7:33 a.m., and we are doing these meetings in a hybrid fashion. You can watch them on cable TV or on YouTube TV, youtube.com/Eden TV. We've got one opportunity here during community comment for folks to call in for the purpose of expressing any concerns that they might have about things that aren't on the agenda or scheduled for a future public hearing. And having provided that information, there's a number on the screen that you can call in for community comment. And we will now call the meeting to order, and our Executive Director, Scott Neal, will call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commissioner Risser?
Here.
Commissioner Jackson?
Here.
Commissioner Pierce is absent. Commissioner Agnew is absent. Chair Hovland?
Here, present. Next is the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a meeting agenda that's been published, and for our benefit and the benefit of the public, so they know what we're doing at these meetings of the HRA or the City Council. And is there anyone that wishes to modify the agenda in any form or fashion? Any commissioner or staff? Is there a motion to approve the meeting agenda as published?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Jackson moves, Commissioner Risser seconds to adopt the meeting agenda as published. Any further discussion? All those in favor of adopting the meeting agenda as published, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And now is time for community comment. We have no one joining us live this morning, probably because we will soon be going into closed session, but nonetheless, we have nobody here live and waiting to hear from Director Bennerott whether we have anybody joining us online that wishes to address the council or the HRA on a matter of concern to them.
Good morning, Chair Hovland. I do not yet have anyone on the line, but because there is a brief delay in the broadcast, I would recommend we wait about 1 minute or so to ensure we're giving people time to call in. My clock shows it at 7:35, so I will come back to you at 7:36 or when I have a caller, whichever's first.
Thank you.
It's been about a minute, and I still don't have a caller, so I think it's safe for you to move forward with the agenda.
All right, thank you. We will now move by community comment and move to the Executive Director's response to community comments that were made at a prior meeting. Do we have any responses that are required?
No, sir, we don't.
Okay. Next is the consent agenda. We've got a couple items on the consent agenda. Is there any commissioner that wishes to remove an item from the consent agenda? Hearing nothing, is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda and items in a single motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt the consent agenda items in a single motion. Any further discussion? All those in favor of adopting the items on the consent agenda in a single motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. The agenda, the items on the consent agenda are adopted. And now we are at kind of the heart of the meeting, which is, as folks may know that will watch the tape or maybe listening in, we've been discussing for years now ideas and on the sale of the or use of the potential property, the property over at the old Public Works site on Eden Avenue, and we have a latest round of RFPs that went out. Bill Neuendorf, our planning director, not our planning director, but our economic development director, has been leading the way on that effort, and we had 11 responses to the request for proposal, and we're going to move into closed session as permitted by Minnesota statutes to review and discuss these proposals for sale of that land at 5146 Eden Avenue this morning. So is there a motion by one of the commissioners as permitted by Minnesota statutes 13D.05 subdivision 3 to move into closed session to review and discuss the proposals for the sale of land at 5146 Eden Avenue?
So moved.
Commissioner
Second.
Jackson moves. Commissioner Risser seconds the motion as stated to move into closed session. Any further discussion? All those in favor of adoption of the motion as stated say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. All right. We have been in closed session to discuss the 11 requests for proposal responses involving the property at 5146 Eden Avenue, which is the old Public Works site. We've had a thorough discussion amongst those attending. We're going to have a future special session that's again closed to continue those conversations around the proposals for the sale of land at 5146 Eden Avenue. And we are now back in open session, and Commissioner Jackson has a point that she wanted to make, and then we're going to go into the final comments here from HRA members and our executive director.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I had occasion to think about our affordable housing programs in general and the second mortgage program that we've had to put on hold, and then to have this discussion today about this 5146 Eden Avenue. I just want to make a note now, because I'll forget maybe in the future, that I would like to see some of these proceeds put towards that program. So it's an idea I had. I'm very sad that that program's been suspended. One of the goals we have for this property is to look at affordable housing opportunities and ownership opportunities. And one of the ways that we could meet that is by putting some of these funds towards a second mortgage program. So I just wanted to make a record of that before it slipped my mind.
Yeah, good thought. Any other HRA member comments at this point in time?
Well, since Carolyn
Member
just
Risser.
made that, or Commissioner Jackson
Commissioner
made that point, I remain very concerned that, the weather is heating up, the temperatures are rising, and again, we have summer. It's already, really, really hot out. It's only May, but and the Lewis Park building does not have HVAC. And I just, talking about how funds could be spent, we need to take care of our infrastructure, and that park does serve so many people, including people who live in affordable housing. And so I think, we're probably going to have a lot of issues or ideas for how to use any proceeds that emerge, but that is high on my list. And so that's all I've got. Thanks.
Okay, good. Both good comments about potential future use of funds that may come about from the sale of property at 5146 Eden Avenue. Just a quick reminder for folks, this weekend, Saturday morning is a busy morning for the Rotary Club and the Southdale Y. It is the Dinah Rides morning, and it kicks off at 9 o'clock from the Southdale Y. And Member Jackson and I will be over there. Commissioner Jackson and I will be over there. I help kick it off. And then at noon on Saturday over at Roslyn Park is the what we call the EAAA, the Edina Asian American Alliance, and their affiliates having a celebration of that, I'll call it South Asian, broadly South Asian culture. And it's a wonderful event. They started a year or two ago, and it's really growing nicely. Invite people over there. Should be a fairly decent day. It sounds like we're back to normal May temperatures on Saturday that we're used to, unlike the ones we've been having as Commissioner Risser points out. At least we're not in Texas, where they're getting record temperatures in May. Okay, that's all I've got. And Executive Director, any comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just very briefly, we will begin the process of assessing your calendars, the calendars of the other two commissioners who aren't here, and staff. So I would say keep your calendar sharp for about the next 60 days, and we'll get this done. Jennifer Garsky is particularly good at it, and we'll sign her this later today. Thanks.
And then we're continuing to work on these 11th hour housing bills popping up at the legislature that are ill thought through, in my opinion, as they try to do something about housing production and affordability. So we're continuing to monitor those as well. And then Manager Neal, I want to talk to you quickly about train noise as we get done here. I'll do that offline. So is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Get a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting of the HRA this Thursday, May 15th, 2025. It is 9:25 a.m. Any further discussion about adjourning? All those in favor of adjournment say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The HRA meeting on Thursday, May 15th, 2025 is adjourned.